Hello everyone, I'm Charles of Victoria, and welcome back to Spiral Palm Isle. In this episode I was trying to do a little bit more detailing of things. As you can tell, I've sped up everything up super fast, and I just kind of want to try doing some details to show you guys different things with the city I've been doing. So right here is one of the rail yards. As you can tell, I'm putting down an engine, and then putting down another engine. I'm going to put in a couple box cars and whatnot into this, and a couple, I do believe, oil cars that I put in. But if you look close to the right engine, the farthest right engine, I put in a new bridge here because I wanted a pathway to get around the main large city. And then here you can see me just kind of going ahead and putting some box cars in as the train goes by. And I just think this really adds a lot to it because it gives it more personality and whatnot. And with this game, you can do so much with it because I've shown a couple of my friends off screen. You can make like little environments, you can like walk through things. And I have a couple ideas I really want to try messing with. Because I don't know. I have this idea that I want to do is maybe put a park in and then just like slowly walk through it. So like for people that don't go outside, let's say if it's wintertime or something, or can't enjoy the environment, I want to try making like a walk through a little park. Because I found a really cool like sound, I think what's called an ambient tuner or something like that. But when you go walk through the forest, it's really interesting because you can hear owls at nighttime, you hear birds off in the distance and whatnot. I believe some of them are woodpeckers, you can hear them tapping on the side of trees. But I just think that really adds to it. I think you can walk around your city and do fun little things like that. Then here I am filling in trees. I'm trying to not get the trees so close to the beach since it's kind of sandy, and it feels as though the trees would not do well in sand. But usually with the trees I stick to a few of the trees that I like. I like the oaks a lot. I think the other ones are alder trees, I want to say, and those are two of my favorite. And I'll throw a couple pines in every once in a while. Because usually with the oaks, they take a long time to grow, so I kind of want to use the oak trees and whatnot to kind of show off like the age of the city. Then over here, I'm going to start putting in a little path here, because with this train station, it just has open grass. So I want to try adding a little bit more of an element to it that makes it look more lived in. And so I'm just placing down a normal cobblestone path here. And this thing's so modded anymore, I'm surprised it runs. It scares me sometimes. I'm like, oh no, mods, please, please run. But now I'm going to put some benches in with trees. Accidentally put down a sandbox there. And I'm going to put a couple food venues here. A couple cannons, because I really like cannons. Then for some reason I couldn't get a couple fountains. I wanted to really get them working, but it just didn't work. So now right here I'm going to start putting down a path that goes along the train track there. So people can like just kind of walk around the city, or get out and view the... enjoy the view of the ocean there, right along the side. And the cool thing is, what I found out with this Prop Anarchy is you can really get up next to things. And right here, I just have to move that path slightly over so I can get a good like entrance or a good height for people to walk underneath the bridge there, because it's kind of low. But then over here I thought to myself, how else can I bring this kind of mining area to life? So I'm like, let's put a couple of little cars on the side of the rail here. So I'm going to start putting down some gondola cars and a couple, I believe, hoppers that are full of iron. As you can tell, none of these tracks are working well, so I just decided to go with a one-way track. And there we go. Looking good. Move some of these trees out of the way here. And of course, the whole thing about having all these mods is just searching for everything. It takes forever. As you guys seen in past episodes where I've done things where it's like, okay, I gotta find this. Is it underneath this tab? No. Is it underneath this tab? No. And then finally find it. But I just really like how this looks. I might add some more things. I just need to find some cranes or something, I think. Or like some way to transport the coal or iron to that little area. So I just kind of put this in there for now so I know in the future, hey, I'll put something there like a crane or something to load up those cars full of things. Or even if they have an elevator, like something similar to a grain elevator or like a industrial elevator, that would be cool. So here's another cool mod I found recently. This mod here, I've seen a lot of YouTubers play with it. It's a parking lot, but it's a road, so I haven't seen any cars yet parking it, but I just had to adjust that little spot there. But now I'm going to start over here, start messing with the iron area, or not iron area, the oil area. So I'm going to start putting a couple rails in. Have a little bit older looking rails at this point. As you can tell, I totally janked up that trainage in there too, but we'll ignore that. So then here I'm putting the fence back in that I accidentally took out. And I'm going to put a couple oil tankers in over here. The whole thing is just trying to find those oil tankers. And usually when I do things I try being more symmetrical with things, but with this way I just decided, hey, I'm just going to do something different. So I put a different kind of oil tanker in there. And then the big area here, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was checking and seeing what was underneath, and as I found out that it was farmland. So I decided to just go with the farmland and put up a couple little things. I thought about doing some industry, but I'm like, nah. But here, I thought I had a lot of places for like catching on fire and whatnot. So I thought I'd put that little rescue area in, because I found out it was just too big for everything. I'm going to check one day and see if they got a smaller mod or something for it, because some of these buildings in the game are just too big, I think. So here I am just kind of painting in the texture. Plopping down a couple farms here, trying to get them so they won't take out that train track. And I noticed a lot of the time when you do these industries, they try doing the greenhouse. So, in a second here I'll knock those all down. But probably in the future I might go back in and re-detail this area, maybe off camera, so I'm not putting you guys through all this. But I just kind of want to figure out a better way to lay some of the stuff out. Maybe I'll turn some of the fields or something that way and have like a little path going between it. Because I like how it is. It just, I like the manual one I made further up the coastline. I think it looks more, I don't want to say lived in, but it has more of a personal feeling to it, like, oh, the farmers go up and down these roads here, instead of having everything just kind of thrown in like that. Because I feel as though this way they really can't access their field except for by the road. And then here I'm just building another little forest here, trying to fill in a little bit of the area. But then here I noticed that the cars kept stopping because of pedestrians and whatnot, so kind of went there and fixed that. And I'm putting another little forest in here until I figure out what I'm going to put in there. Because I like making a lot of small towns compared to like large cities. Because large cities, just to have a giant city, it, to me, just doesn't have much character as which a lot of small little towns have. In the last episode, I know we left off here building this town, and we put an airport up there on top. But right here, I'm going to try doing like a cable car across. As you guys can tell, it doesn't really work that well. It keeps trying to take out houses. So I end up just kind of moving it to the side here. And it works a lot better. I figured this is an easier way for people to travel instead of taking the bus line that's up here. But at this point, I'm trying to put in those parking lots again. Just because I hope cars really go into it. But as you can tell, it doesn't take out the trees or anything like that. I'm putting a little bit of pine trees here because pine trees are a really fast growing tree. So I figured, hey, this is relatively new, so I'll put some pine trees in. Then I put in a couple little taxi ranks there. I think eventually, once I get everything kind of settled how it is, I'm going to put some like electrical substations in. And then kind of have just like one power line coming through, or two power lines coming through each of the areas. And here I'm just kind of following the plane as it goes, because I noticed earlier it kind of takes off at a great angle like that. But now I'm just checking a couple things because I noticed a couple trains weren't coming down the track, so I thought maybe I messed up some stuff. And probably there I'll probably end up putting a bridge just because apparently the track just shuts down everything. And we're just following the train into town now. I have an idea for the train track. I think once I get the whole train line in, I kind of want to have like a full like ride around the train, so I'll make a video just sitting in the train and going through town and whatnot. I think it would be kind of cool. But then again, I got the same train station here, so I'm just trying to give it that kind of lived-in effect, like I had before. As you can tell, since I use the Move It tool, everybody's kind of cutting through, so I'm like, let's use that to benefit. So at this point I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Because I'm like, what do I want to do with this? I'm like, what would make this really cool looking? Because I thought maybe if I took a couple of these houses and put them in, that I could move them, but they wouldn't stay, they kept disappearing. So I'm like, well, I need to figure out something to put there. So as I search through all the millions and millions of mod assets I have, and trying to figure out what I want to put there, I end up going and deciding I was just going to put the cobblestone path in and trying to figure out a way to decorate it and whatnot. So I found these cool planar things I had, and I'm thinking, hey, what can I do with this? So I just kind of turned them sideways like that, and I thought that made a really cool idea. So I realized I could have put flowers in, but I decided let's do some trees. So I threw a couple trees in, and threw a couple pine trees along that. And then I went to look for the fancy benches that they have. Put a cannon in because I really like those cannons. And then downside about using these mods, if you accidentally put something in the wrong way, it takes years to redo it. Like that. I put one of the benches in backwards. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll do this. And I couldn't remember what tree it was, so that was the downside. There we go. Oh, nope. There. So I'm trying to copy and paste that whole section, but it failed miserably. But I did get the tree at least. So again, here I go with the hard trying to find where the right asset I had before. But I couldn't find it, so I'm like, oh no, what's this under? But I ended up finding it here in the end. And I thought, hey, why not? I'll put a little train here. So it can be like a museum, kind of. And I put a couple little, like, farmer's market stands there. So, get off the train, get some fresh bread, get some fresh vegetables or fruit. Why not? Now here I'm trying to find those benches again. They keep hiding on me. And then I put a couple little train signals in right here. Because I figured, hey, why not? Then I decided to also put a little prison in here because I noticed a couple of the jails were kind of getting a little crazy. And then I ran some power. And then some water lines here. Also, that was another thing. We're running out of water horribly. So I thought to myself, I'm like, let's put a little bit of a forest in here. And then I thought about putting a little service road here so people could get back to these, what are those things called? Sewer drains. I guess they're treatment plants, really. And then I put a little recycling area here because you can never have too many recycling plants, especially with having a population of 21,000. Then here I tried doing something interesting. I got a mod, I forget which mod it is, but you can put down like different types of trees down paths. So I thought, hey, why not? I'll try different trees. Which I'll probably go back in and redo this until I get the right tree I want. But I just kind of left it how it is. But this is with the live oak, and I think it just kind of overdoes it a little bit too much. I mean, the trees look fantastic, I really like that, but they're just a little bit too big. And then I decided to just go ahead and keep these the regular tree medium trees, I guess. Got the cable cars going across. That's kind of cool. But you know, from this they can go straight from the cable car to the train station, get around the city better, or from the train station to the airport. And of course there's a small bus line still. It looks like we have a building that burnt down in the background. But here I am just kind of putting some trees in because I really like the trees. It just fills in a lot better than having just green spaces. Because I don't mind green spaces. It's just the trees I think help a little bit add character to the city. I think I'm going to end the video here, but as always, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like the video and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, you guys have a great week. Thanks. Bye.